Shalom, shalom. All praise to my heavenly Father. The name is Yahweh by Shem Shah by Shem Karkadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders that rule well. Peace and many salutations to y'all. God is tool and His truth. Now, this is breaking news. Uh, this came out an hour ago, and they're saying that the uh, the people that could be possibly, or the country that could be possibly issuing out these drones is China. Now this is amid uh, various sanctioned um, wars that we see going on between China and America. Okay, uh, the U.S. put various sanctions on China, and in turn, China put sanctions on uh, various material that is used to build artillery, which America right now is trying to increase their artillery holdings because they've been giving a substantial amount out to Ukraine and to Israel. Okay, so there's various trade wars that's going on. You got the Taiwan situation that's been ruling. China and Taiwan have been at odds with one another because Taiwan considers itself an independent state. America has various embassies in Taiwan and uh, economically backs Taiwan, and also just dealing with warfare, they back Taiwan. Okay, as of recently, uh, America, where Apple has been using Taiwan to make its chips. Okay, so there's a lot of boasting going on between the two, and as you can see, people are getting tired of Babylon the Great, and America knows that, so it's trying to increase its grip on these various nations, including China, which is going to lead to more and more friction. The BRICS, economic pact between uh, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America, and other places is building more and more momentum. Okay, and the American dollar, we're starting to see that it's starting to wane, globally speaking. So now, fast forward, what do you see going on? Well, you see now that they're saying that these mysterious drones, have been over in New Jersey, you dig, and all these other places, got to be backed by China. And a bigger thing is about to come out. The bigger thing is the fact that they know that there's alternative energy out here, man. Okay, they know that there's eternal energy from dang on gas, dang on nuclear, coal and all that. Okay, right? It's not a coincidence that Trump, back in 2020, or one of the presidents wanted to build a uh, a space force, and it's real. They build a space force. One, they know that the angels are coming back. They know, and two, this is a way for them to, you know, uh, profit off of this newfound, or really old found, right? This technology that they've been hiding from the masses, man. But I don't want to go too deep. I'm gonna play this for you guys, okay? And I'll grab a scripture. It's gonna be Joel, something very simple but relevant, okay? I'll play this for you guys, man.
Welcome back. Now to China. At least 17 U.S. military bases near Chinese-owned farmland, reportedly seeing a surge in drone activity and sightings in recent weeks. The sightings happening near bases in Hawaii and installations in Utah, California, Maine, and Florida. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCall has been warning about the drones in focus these last couple of weeks. He says they're from China.
My judgment, based on my experience, is that those that are over our military sites are adversarial and most likely are coming from the People's Republic of China. Communist China is very good at this stuff. And we know they bought land around military bases. This would be very consistent with their policy over the last couple of years.
Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville was with me this week. He weighed in on this yesterday. Watch this. Are we buying drones still from DJI, a Chinese drone maker?
Oh, we're buying drones from China. There's no doubt about that. I talked to a drone maker the other day, and basically I said, why are we buying drones from China? They have better technology, Maria, than what we have that handles a lot of the technology parts, like that works with different type of materials, different type of plastics. They make them cheaper, but they make them better. Our technology is way, way behind, and I guess that's the reason we're buying them from them. But again, that's something else that needs to be discussed with armed services, both the House and the Senate.
Joining me now is the Gatestone Institute Senior Fellow. He is author of Plan Red, China's Project to Destroy America. Gordon Chang back with us. Gordon, I find this stunning that we are still buying drones from China, and here we are trying to guess what the drones in the sky are that we're all talking about for the last couple of weeks. My guess is, and I've been saying this, that it is communist China. Your reaction?
It certainly is communist China for many of these drones, maybe even a majority of them. You know, the increased tempo of these drone flights against our military bases is occurring at the same time as there's increased frequency of incursions and attempted incursions of these bases by Chinese and other nationals. Really what is occurring here is that they are preparing to attack the United States from American soil. I don't know why we need an engraved invitation from Beijing. It's clear what's going to happen. We are going to get hit, and we're not taking the necessary precautions to protect these bases and to protect the American people.
Well, I mean, there's also, a weakened situation to admit. For the longest time, General Jack Keane has been telling us on this program repeatedly for years that we are outgunned, we are outmanned when you look at our Navy versus the Chinese Navy. The Pentagon released its 2024 China Military Power Report yesterday. It found that Beijing is increasing its military pressure on Taiwan. It's ramping up its aggression in the South China Sea. It's deepening its ties with Russia, and its crackdown on military corruption may have disrupted progress toward its 2027 modernization goal. China also growing its nuclear arsenal, adding at least 100 nuclear warheads to its stockpile over the past year, with 600 plus already in the arsenal. That number could grow to over 1,000 by 2030, Gordon. And yet there's no response ever from the Biden-Harris administration to Beijing's behavior. We allowed the spy balloon to traverse the country for a week before shooting it down. Why aren't they shooting down these drones in the air if they suspect they're from China?
There's no good answer. You have base commanders, first of all, don't have the authority, and they don't have the equipment to shoot down these drones. And the Chinese are noticing this, which means they see a big vulnerability. And with those nuclear warheads, Maria, China is building up its arsenal not to deter. It already has enough warheads to deter. It's building up its arsenal so that it can coerce us and others into not doing things like defending Taiwan. They saw the way Biden reacted to Vladimir Putin's nuclear threats before the invasion of Ukraine. They saw that they worked, and the Chinese are going to do the same thing when they go after the Philippines, Japan, Taiwan, whomever.
Well, I want to look at what's happening on the ground. A Chinese man was arrested in 2023 for allegedly running a secret Chinese police station in New York City. He pled guilty yesterday to acting as an illegal foreign agent, Gordon. He's now facing 5 years in prison. He and his partner allegedly opened this police station back in 2022 to track and intimidate Chinese dissidents living in the United States. Both were caught deleting communications with an official from the Chinese Ministry of Public Security after learning that they were, in fact, under investigation. Gordon, you've been talking about this for so many years, these police stations. You first broke the news on this program years ago that Beijing had set up these police stations in America. Again, no response from Biden for years on police station. Why would we need Beijing police stations in New York City?
No, we don't. And we don't need the 7 to 9 other police stations in the United States that the New York Post and the Daily Caller have written about and reported. It's fine that they closed the New York one. I'm great that they did that, but they should be closing the other installations as well. It is just no justification for allowing the Chinese to violate our sovereignty and in many cases commit crimes against us. We're allowing consular officials and Ministry of State Security agents to commit those crimes and violate our security on our own soil.
Yep, great point. Lee Carter, jump in here. Gordon,
You see that? So things are ramping up between the two. China is used by the U.S. not necessarily because the labor is cheap, but because the skill level is so much higher when dealing with vocational occupations in China than America. Okay, there's a very small percentage of engineers that come from the states, but in China, you could fill a whole room full of engineers. You know, that's why Apple outsources. Still a lot of uh, construction, I would say, of the Apple phone. To China. Okay, like you know, engineers work on making you know these various features outstanding. On the Apple phone, it takes a lot of work and dedication from various engineering companies. That's far superior than American companies. Okay, all right. So China is known for its skill. Okay, this is why America has allowed so much of Chinese presence here in the U.S. That's why they're able to buy certain ports. That's why they're able to buy certain farms, right? That's why they're able to get away with policing themselves, right? So this is why America is starting to put sanctions on China to slow down the influence of China here in the States, okay? But there's nothing they really can do because America doesn't produce anything. America's GDP is substantially lower than China, okay? So China kind of got America by the grips right now, man, right? So this is a very interesting situation, and this is prophetic, okay? This is Joel, the 3rd chapter. These weak nations are now calling themselves strong, all right? Shoot. In the 90s, China was deemed as a freaking third world country. In a short span of time, they were able to get their congregation, their population, a substantial amount out of poverty, right? You know, by what? Shoot, by vocational jobs, man. Something that's shunned here. Blue collar jobs are shunned here, but blue collar jobs produce things. Okay, that's what China has versus America. Production and skillful production, I might add. Okay, but this is Joel, the 3rd chapter. Okay, we'll get down to it. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare a war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So, with these various political pacts, economic pacts, China has with Russia and various other nations, they're able to say, look, we are strong. You know what else? We're going to, get away from the grip of a Babylon the Great. Okay, we've taken on these various philosophies, the way of the culture, or the economy, and we're starting to see holes in their rulership, and we have an opportunity to make ourselves, the number one currency. Okay, I'll be a part of the number one currency, and we don't have to use the American dollar. Okay, a huge way of and a huge part of American dollar being strong is the fact that they're able to dictate contracts. Okay, they're able to say, look, I want this, done. I want, at this cost. Okay, I want this skill that you guys have at a cost that's cheap for me, right? Or suffice for me to make a good profit, globally speaking, right? Utilizing your skills, okay? Your vocational skills, okay? All right? Now, China has taken on these ways and they say, you know what? We're going to put ourselves in a better situation. We're tired of Babylon the Great, okay? But this is going to be no avail to them either, right? Them taking on the ways of Babylon the Great as far as the economy has ran, and technology and things of that nature. Because you got to think, China, traded, cheap labor in the 90s for skill set, for technology. It became a hub for vocation, like engineering, things of that nature. Like, say, for instance, your iPhone, you know, you see how sophisticated that camera is. Well, engineers worked on that, our engineering company worked on that particular camera to make the phone camera very prestige. Okay, there's a lot of meticulous works that came, even the apps, the certain apps that the engineers over there in China made, that is, you know, particular to the Apple phone, that I hear are very great. I got an Android, so hey, I'm just going off of, you know, the stats. You know what I mean? What people say. Okay, but even in doing this, it's going to be no avail. They're going to be destroyed too, ultimately by Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. But they're needed because they are a big part of what creating World War III, which we need war to get up out of here. We need all these technological advancements like the MOTB, and the miracles that come with it to induce people to take it. That MOTB, you know what I'm saying? We need all this to get to the finish line. And he's part of that finish line is what? World War III. Okay. And again, Moab, aka the Chinese, a very integral part in World War III. Okay. Second Ezra 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourself with cloths of sack and hair. Beware your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Right? So yes, you see what's going on in Babylon, or which we could say Iraq, right? We could say, or Babylon the Great here in America that's gearing up for war. Asia is definitely gearing up for war. Egypt, you know, gearing up for war. Syria definitely been toppled as of recently. They're gearing up for war. All this is going to culminate to their destruction. Right? The time of the Gentile is about to end. Okay? Right? A sword is sent unto you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he? Plague are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Right? So these plagues, these fires, destruction is sent, and nobody's gonna be able to send them away. Okay, it's destined to do what? It's destined to destroy these places. Okay, because it's a serious business, man. All right, and we see him playing out before our eyes. It's a beautiful thing. It's a fearful thing, but it's a necessary thing. So we can't do nothing but praise the Lord and walk into it and go through it to get to it. All right, praise, edify, shalom.